Welcome to the Digital Awakening podcast powered by algorithmlab.com. Algorithmlab.com is a social innovation company as well as technology based in the Richards Bay Industrial Development Zone. My name is Langelihle Zulu. I'm co-founder as well as director at algorithmlab.com. In case you're wondering, the Digital Awakening podcast is a channel and movement for change, innovation, as well as disruption. I'm joined here by the beautiful, multi-talented Nos Royale from Dance Life Africa. Welcome to the Digital Awakening podcast, Nos Royale.
Thank you very much, Langelihle.
Very first podcast for 2019. The last time I was hanging out with you, it was the Next Billionaire TV show. How has it been? How's life been ever since then?
It's been good. It's been really busy, but good busy, progressive.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, let's just get straight into it. Boardwalk, I think, is probably the biggest highlight for the year 2019 for you so far. How did that come about? What's that about? Mall Muse?
Yes, Mall Muse 2019 was a competition that was run by Boardwalk Inkwazi Shopping Center, which was in partnership with Treshik, PR, Focus Magazine of Zululand, UIFM, and Slay Makeup Design. At the time when the competition was starting, I was working at UIFM, and then I left the station specifically to enter for this competition. And the reason why I did that was to build myself as a brand, because I am multi-talented, but people don't yet know the name and what exactly that I do. So I felt that I need to attach myself to Boardwalk and use that as a platform to grow myself as a brand and then expand more into the different spheres.
Speaking about the challenge or the lack of knowledge from people to what you do, what exactly do you do?
I'm a dancer. I'm a dancer. I have a degree in drama performance, music, and dance. So I have a dance academy company, you would call it, Dance Life Africa, as you mentioned, which is trading as DLA for corporate reasons. And I teach dance, I perform in dance, and then I also branch off into MCing, TV presenting, and radio presenting. So I'm basically forming into a public figure or a media personality, but who is rooted in dance and in arts and culture. So from there, so many other things come into play. You know?
I get it. Now, I'm interested in the shift from being a dancer, traditionally speaking, to what you do today. Being a brand ambassador, working with brands, public speaking. How's that shift like? How difficult was to make that shift, first and foremost? And why was it important for you to make the shift as well as the adaptation?
Well, firstly, it wasn't that difficult. It just takes a mindset. It takes you to make a decision and to go with it. But the shift, the difficult part in the shift was to keep the identity, because there's so many other opportunities that come into play whereby people want to use you for different things, and you constantly have to re-communicate what it is that you are about and what you're aiming for. And no matter what journey you take, the process is always difficult to understand until you reach the final destination. So some people haven't not yet seen the destination, and most have not seen where I started and why I made the move, but it would all play out as a piece in a puzzle whereby it all just comes together for what it meant to be.
Let's talk about the Mall Muse competition. Very tough competition for Boardwalk. It was the mall. How was it like? The adrenaline, the excitement, the nerves. How was that like, and how did you make it out to be?
It was tough.
Yeah.
It was a tough thing to go through because I'm different, I'm unique. I'm not like anybody else. So even in the competition, it was very clear that I do not compete in the same level as everybody else. I do not compete with the same things that everybody else.
Because you've been rehearsing since forever.
Oh, I heard the rumors, yes.
I saw the rumors.
Some people have noticed that I've been rehearsing.
It's not allegations, it's allegations that she has been rehearsing. And this competition is not fair.
Yeah, no, the thing is, it wasn't about popularity. It wasn't about how pretty you are. It wasn't about all the things outside of
It was about the content.
it was about the
the
work.
intellect.
It was a work competition, and I put in the work as any corporate person would look for work in an individual.
Yeah.
And for me, that was my apprenticeship, basically, whereby let me just work and show brands that this is the work I can do. Because even if I don't win, at least for the 2 weeks of competing, they have seen what this girl is capable of doing, and we can actually work with her beyond the looks, beyond the outward appearance, but her work ethic.
The aspect of work, because some other people undermine that process, or they do not comprehend. I mean, the behind the scenes, the back end of what happens behind what we call work.
That's because people don't see the behind the scenes.
Exactly.
That's why
Take
it's
us through
behind the
that, how
scenes.
difficult it is, for you to craft the content, the strategy, the communication for brands, as well as the partners
Well,
that
I
you
think,
work with.
Langa, you know how long it takes, to even prepare a podcast.
Of course,
the
I know,
scripts.
but the people who are listening to this, watching this may not necessarily know.
Yeah, people don't see the work behind it. It's like a simple post is not so much as a simple post. If you're going to have a feed on your Instagram, you need to know how many posts you have to put in and how you must juxtaposition them to make sense and to tell a story. In order to tell the story, you need to know what message you are conveying. Conveying that message, you need to know what medium you're using, what language you're using, and who is your target audience. So you need to shape and shift things to accommodate those people that would be receiving it. And a different person receives things in different ways, in a different tone. And some people don't take the homework to look at that, and they just want to put things out there, and that doesn't communicate well to everyone.
And so we go through that moment when we attended that event one evening at Boardwalk Mall, and the winner is
The most awkward moment ever.
Nos Royale.
It was so unexpected.
Yeah, so okay, let's just fast forward to straight after that. You're sitting at home, you're looking at the beautiful prizes that you've just won and everything, you're letting everything sink in. Then what now? You are now ambassador for the Boardwalk Mall for the next 12 months.
That's when the real work started.
Yep.
That's because, you have all the gifts. That's when I realized that materialistic things do not actually buy you happiness for real. It is exciting for that moment, but once you get over that moment, the work really begins, because now you have to do something with this. It's like getting a payment before you've done the job, and now you need to do the job for real now.
Yeah.
And so now every item, I'm not just using it to enjoy for myself, but I'm using it as a marketing platform. I'm using it as an object to actually be like, okay, this is what I got. How are we working with it? How do we market it? Not marketing the item in itself, but me as myself as well, as a brand, and the company that I have as DLA. How do we also bring ourselves
and let everything fit in there. So what I'm interested in is now the strategy that you've crafted. How are you going to roll, that strategy for the next 12 months or just less than that? What is going to happen? What are you going to embark on? What are the partnerships you're going to get into? Some of the activities.
Well, I can't necessarily mention the partnerships, but there are some companies that are sitting on my proposals at this very moment, which I take through Boardwalk for them to approve, of course. And Boardwalk also has some plans for me as well that are waiting for the right day, the right moment. We have Women's Month that is coming in August, so there's a lot that's going to be happening there as a female ambassador. And we're still going to be growing even more. Some of the things are going to be out of the comfort zone, but still carrying the brand, because we just want to have a bigger reach out there. And so in media, in performance, as an artist, as an MC, as a public speaker, so much is happening now to put Nos Royale, to put DLA in the forefront as the face of not only Boardwalk, but KZN and even South Africa.
Wow, I'm hanging out with Nos Royale, founder as well as director of Dance Life Africa, brand ambassador for Boardwalk in Mall for the next 12 months. That is 2019-2020. Some of the activities or some of what we can expect as Nos Royale, as well as under Dance Life Africa. What's some of the things that we can expect and that you're working on?
The more of our focus right now is on public speaking and emceeing, because I want to take ourselves to different crowds. And then the performance element as a dancer and a DLA is where I presented then into the corporate scene after speaking and people hearing what I am about and who I am. Because people, I have found, they want to see the face first, and then they look at the talent later, and then they're like, oh, send us a video.
Which is very unfortunate.
I can't be dancing for free everywhere I go.
Yeah.
So, but I can meet with you and speak with you and speak at a platform, and then certain people pick out Uguti. She does more than just speak.
Yeah.
She dances as well.
I get it. Very last question. Looking at the aspect of value as well as impact, where is this all going and leading to, in your viewpoint?
We're going global. Artists are entrepreneurs. Artists are brands. One of the things that we lack as artists is that we just want to perform, but we forget to take ourselves as a business and to treat ourselves as a business and be administrators of our own business. So where this is going into larger partnerships as a brand, something that whereby you would look at Abo Bonangi, you would look at people that are going overseas at the moment, whereby they're creating so much more than what any average person could have thought they could do. So I am someone who's not just a dancer, which, but this is an entrepreneur, this is a businesswoman, this is a brand, someone to take seriously.
Yeah, and very interestingly, because I mean, some of the negative connotation around dancers, as you just said, I mean, there's that attitude, there's that, I mean, skoteni, ambipsu, geshibi, the type of thing around
Well, it depends in which
dance.
Context. If you're doing ballet and contemporary, you're not exactly going to be associated with that type of image.
Yeah.
But you need to bring yourself forward for people to see you.
Yeah, and then where do people find you on social media platforms?
It's Nos Royale on Instagram, Nos Royale on Facebook, Nos Royale on Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. That's with an E at the end.
Keep on doing the great work, keep on inspiring us, keep on motivating us, and pushing boundaries as well as pushing the envelope for change as well as development.
Thank you very much. Same to you.
This is a Digital Awakening podcast. Do not forget to subscribe on Spotify. Do not forget to subscribe on YouTube. I am on Twitter as at langazulu_, LinkedIn Langelihle Zulu, as well as Facebook. Until next time, keep innovating.